I'd just like to welcome you. We're very honoured to be here hosted by Hive. One of our members is Jamie Vine, who owns Liberty Executive Offices, which also run Hive. And we're in Hive, which is a co-working space. And I was talking to a guest earlier this evening, and we were talking about a co-working for grown-ups. So we don't have to be skaters or techies or anything. And if you're a skater or a techie, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm sure there's a lot of people in this room who may not be. So it's always nice to have the benefits of co-working and being who we are. So I just want to share a little bit about what Out of the Box is, because there's quite a few guests in the room. And then we're going to hand over to Jamie, who's going to talk about that 4-letter dirty word called sales. It's 5 letters really, isn't it? So he's got something really cool for you guys to get involved in for that. And then we'll have a member speak to you, and then it's open networking. So we have different styles of events. This is our open networking event because this is our 3rd year of in business as Out of the Box Biz, and feedback from members was we love Out of the Box, the community, we loved the events, we had incredible speakers every month, but it was just too much. It was too good kind of thing. So we still have great speakers, but we don't do the hour-long presentations every single month. We mix it up a little. So for example, last month we had speed networking, and this month we've got open networking featuring one of our members, and next month I think we have a 90-minute or possibly potentially 3 hours worth of speaking over a full day. But that's where, it's a nice segue, to members, I understand you don't read emails. Well, no one reads emails. So before you leave tonight, you need to fill out your voting slip. And it's 1 tick, that's all that's required. And I just need to know for the and your name, yes, sorry, I forgot to put name. So if you want to go into the draw for a prize, that is. But essentially, you need to tick whether you would like the May event to be a Wednesday evening as normal or a full day Saturday in May. So that would be on the 20th of May. So I don't mind either way, but I'm frankly not going to do an event you don't want. So I'm handing it over to you. I just want your honest feedback. What are you going to turn up to? And just put it on the voting form. And if you want to make a comment and you don't want to put your name on it, fine. I just want feedback, okay? And because I'm not going to do a full day event with 3 huge speakers if you guys don't want it. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you just want to have the 3.5 hours, short, sharp, we may have 3 smaller presentations from 3 speakers. I'm not sure what it would be yet because I just need to know the date, because I can't book a speaker until I know a date. And I've got 3 speakers on standby at the moment. And they're all like, do you know the date, Fleur? And I'm like going, no. So they think I'm a maniac right now because I'm like going, I thought she was organised. Anyway, I'm now getting into ranting stage. So, members, please vote before you leave. There's a silver ball over where registration is. Narelle's holding it up for you to tick the box or tick the line and put your vote in. I'd really appreciate this because this community is for you, and that's what we're all about. Out of the Box Biz is not just another networking group. We are a business community. We connect in business initially. We bond and have the common experience of business education at our face-to-face events, which means we get to know each other on a different level. So you'll find when you come into our room, it's not just the machine gun fire, handing out all the cards, not having a conversation. People actually want to know who you are. And that is the beauty about this community. And that is a point of difference. Particularly in some industries, last year was a little bit hell-raising, shall we say. So 2017 is feeling like it's a breath of fresh air, particularly for some industries. And this community has stood strong, and frankly, the members have looked after each other. We've got some situations where we've got ex-members coming in and almost spamming the members, but I've changed the website so they can't anymore. And I then communicate with those people And often it's just, I was just really excited. I just wanted to let people know. I'm going, that's no problem. This is just, you're confusing people. And people are just a bit wary. If you're confused, there's no action. There's no rapport being built. So we, at Out of the Box, take it very, very seriously, our membership, our members. And then it's not a situation to be spammed, or it's not a database to be sold to from others. So I just really want to know that. And members, if you've got people connecting with you and you just don't feel like it's, you know, normal, or it's just all a bit of a sales attack, please let me know, because I deal with it in an elegant way. It's nice music. That's a good ringtone.
Sorry.
Make sure you've got all your mobile phones switched to silent for Jamie's action-packed presentation. So we're a membership-based organisation, and I think I've spoken enough, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about the membership, not very much, after Jamie's presentation, when we have one of our members, Gail Goldberg, just sharing her experience of being in the community. But I'd just like to shift focus now to Jamie Vine. Jamie Vine is a long-term member of Out of the Box Biz, and just out-of-the-box thinker and very motivated. And if there's a change in the market, it's kind of like, yeah, so what? Let's get on with it. Or let's just shift focus, or let's just get down to being in business and moving through whatever is going on. And I love that attitude. I love the optimism. I love the professionalism and a wicked sense of humour always throughout. So I'm honoured that we actually come here at the beginning of each financial quarter. So just for the guests, our history was we were in the CBD every month for our monthly event. And again, feedback from members is like, can we mix it up a bit? We get coming into the CBD, but can we do other things? So now we go out to members that have venues in between coming back here. So that's what we do with our venues now. So, Jamie, do you want them standing, sitting, you know?
Well, it's going to be 90 minutes, so...
He's kidding. Anyway, without further ado, I'm sure Jamie will share a little bit more about how Hive works, and please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you. Well, Fleur sort of gave me a nice segue there, talking about reinventing yourself. So we launched Hive probably about 15, 16 months ago as a kind of sub-brand, if you like, of Liberty. It's more of a product name. But the thought process was there was a lot of cool co-working spaces that were coming up, and in order to try and attract that market, we thought it best that it wasn't associated with Liberty. Through that process, we've learned that that's just confusing, because people are sat here going, I'm a Hive client, and the guy in the office is a Liberty client, and the person in the meeting room is a Liberty client, and they're all in the kitchen going, what do you do? So Liberty as a brand is 6 years old, and Hive is confusing. So both are being changed. And Liberty is going to be the name that stays, but we're losing the executive officers tag. So you'll be able to do co-working at Liberty, you'll be able to do private offices at Liberty, meeting rooms at Liberty, but it'll all be Liberty. And the entire brand. So next time we meet, we will have launched it all, and you'll be able to see all our new website and marketing material, which is entirely focused around our people. Because offices are boring, aren't they? We can take as many nice photos as we like of these desks, but they're still a desk. And the only difference between us and our competitors is our people. We can change our pricing, we can be cheaper, we can be more expensive, we can provide a new service, but it can all be copied, except our people. So that'll be the focus. Hopefully that'll shine through when you see our new website. But that's not what Fleur wanted me to talk about. She asked me to do a little section on sales, which is quite often a dirty word. So I thought I'd try and make it a little bit interactive. And I guess the first thing I want to do is get a feel from you guys, when you think about a salesman, just the first word that comes into your mind. If you shout it, I'm going to write it on the board actually. So I'm going to put the microphone down. First thing you think about when you hear the word salesman. Sleazy. Very good start. Thank you.
Pushy.
Listener. Listens.
Listens.
Solutions.
Oh, we've got the positive side. I'll put it on different side.
We've got salesmen in there.
Energy.
Energy.
Credibility. Credibility.
Credibility. Put that in the middle. What was the other one?
Confidence.
Confidence. That could be either or, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Cocky, confidence. So put cocky on this side and confidence kind of in the middle.
Motivated.
Motivated for themselves or for you?
Both.
Both. So think about if you're in sales, don't think about how good you are. Think about the experience you've had with being sold to, or at in some cases.
Lack of integrity. Lack of integrity.
Lack of integrity. So has anybody bought a car recently? Yep. How was that experience?
Pretty good actually.
Yeah? Where did you go?
Went to Total Nissan in Cannington.
Yeah?
Young lad, didn't seem very pushy. I think he knew his product was quite, what's the word? Everywhere. No, it's everywhere. You know, like there's lots of Nissan dealers in Perth, and you have the same product. It's like a commodity.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But there's something about it, I think, because he wasn't pushy. We went to Mitsubishi as well, looking at another car, and the guy at Mitsubishi was just really pushy and cheeky and didn't seem to care as much.
So you part of your decision was based on that experience?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And I think we ended up liking the Nissan a bit more anyway.
so you got pushy versus what did you say the other guy was? So he was pushy and the other guy was just...
It was just helpful and just presented the information.
And were you bought a car as well?
Yes.
How did you go?
Very similar. Purchase based on the experience and the quality of work.
Yeah.
So the more someone sells, the less likely I'm to buy.
Okay.
I must have changed the car salesman because I had a very good experience at John Hughes Jeep. So bought a Jeep, which
You bought a Jeep? It's not been home since?
so that's upsold beautifully by an Irish salesman.
Oh, the Irish and their charm.
Yeah,
Good
so,
time.
but what was really good was actually he established a very good rapport early on,
Yeah.
and obviously had a great. I'm from Esperance originally, and he said, "Oh, we had a guy from Esperance buy a car 6 months ago," and I sort of knew the guy he's talking about was actually a client of mine.
Oh, wow.
And, so I tried to test him. And
Yeah.
I gave him the name straight away, and I thought that's pretty impressive. You know, he's definitely a people person.
Yeah.
So it was really a pleasant experience, a real hassle-free experience. It's
Could've been
different
his own
from
yourself.
a few years ago.
And what about retail experiences?
Oh,
Yeah.
I will walk out of a retail space when they just ignore you. You know, they're just busy on their phones
Yeah.
or something, and I'm like sending them telepathically. If you came and said hello, I would let you know what I need.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I'm quite the opposite. I don't like being harassed when I walk into a shop. You know,
Yeah, I don't mind the
it's too
first
much
time.
for me. It's too pushy, and that's when I want to leave. You know, if someone asks me, and then later, 2 minutes later,
Do you know
I'm
what
still
really
not going to
gets
get asked
me?
again.
What gets me is, I don't know if you ever go to Trinity Arcade, the food court over there, Carillion. So you walk in there, and I never get what I want because I have to walk away from the people that are going, can I help you, can I help you, can I help you? But you're like, I don't know what I want, I'm trying to look at your menu. If I stand too far back, I can't see it. If I get too close, you've already served up what I'm having. Giving people space is
You want
quite...
to be engaged when you come in, so they acknowledge that you're there,
Yeah,
and then you rely on your client to actually, whether they want you to help them, or whether they want you just to step back, as you want to look at.
yeah, agreed.
But
when I'm
we've-
ready, I'll come and get you. That's really.
But across a lot of industries, we've lost the art form of small talk.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very fearful of that. And some of the best salespeople just chat, I find.
That's it. I mean, I think where I'm leading with this, and you know, I'm only supposed to take 10 minutes, so I'll open up the floor. But I used to run a sales course in London for the operations team in this industry I'm in now, but the operations team, because there was often times, especially in London with it being so busy, that people would walk in and expect to be shown around the space. And more often than not, the sales guy or lady wasn't there because they looked after one or two buildings. So the operations team were forced into this situation where they had to do what they thought was a sales role, and they were quite fearful of it. They said if I wanted to be in sales, I'd be in sales. And you know, I started off normally with this. Now it's a different response with a room full of entrepreneurs who have obviously got more of a positive mindset. You get a bunch of people who normally on the front desk and getting forced into a sales environment. They're going, I don't want to be like that. And their experience is the pushy cart salesman, and their experience previously has been a bad one. And the way I used to say it to them, and obviously things have evolved. I need to get some new material. But the way I used to explain it to them, and I would say, now tell me about a good sales experience. So we do the bad one first, and people would be going, oh yeah, this, that, and the other. And you said, what about a good one? And 9 times out of 10, the good sales experience was where they felt like they'd bought it and that they hadn't been sold to, which is a very quite poignant shift, but quite subtle to achieve. And they genuinely didn't realise they'd been sold to. And I claim to this day that probably 95% of salespeople are the car salesman who's not good, the Mitsubishi guy, not the Nissan guy. And 5% are the ones who sell the most, and the client's no idea, they felt like they bought it. And that really is, it comes down to one thing, and that's being interested in people. And having a very genuine conversation where you're actually trying to find a solution. But you need to understand all the implications of getting it wrong for them, what they're trying to achieve. And it's that whole sort of fact-finding, needs analysis, whatever you want to call it, alongside the rapport building. There is no, you've all heard of the closing techniques and all. You don't need to do any closing techniques if you've done that bit right. Because people feel like you've listened, you understand exactly what they want, and unless you're a complete idiot, you provided a solution that matched what they told you. And you've got to be brave enough at the end of that call to say, this is what you want, am I right? Yes, 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 I can't help you. And you have to walk away. And the amount of credibility you get from that will get you so many referrals, you can, so many more than you would have got from trying to force this guy into buying something he didn't need or want. So sales is quite simple. You know, it's a chat, as Fleur said. She's having a chat now. It's really just about getting somebody to feel comfortable around you, relaxed around you, so that they don't feel threatened by your cunningness as a salesperson. Let them tell you what they want, and then try and give it to them. It's no more complex than that.
I think there's a few organisations here that could do with someone like you actually having that conversation.
Yeah.
A lot of, I come from the finance industry, there are a lot of people who are just order takers. They don't actually find these things.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing I've seen in the industry. Is they're really great order takers because that's what they've done for decades. But in an environment that is transitioning, there it needs to actually have a real conversation with people, look at what their needs really are, and back in the path going forward to reduce their debt before interest rates rise, which is going to happen. Everybody's so close to living now in a low interest rate environment. We've got to look at planning towards that next stage of when interest rates do start to rise. Most business owners are focused on their business, so they need someone to actually have that conversation, which there's not that there. Accountants and financial planners now are pretty much, unless you're prepared to pay $3.5 or $4 grand, very reluctant to give that advice because of the implications of what's coming through. People saying, well, that's the advice I'm getting. You know, can't handle it. Similar things like Morris Blake very long ago, where they've been sued because of the advice they gave a client, and it all blew up. It's really important to have those conversations with people and understand their needs, wants, and map a path to get to that. And that leads to your sales. It really does. By showing them how you can add value without costing them an arm and a leg. They're coming to buy something, if you're in a sales role, or looking to do something. They know there's a cost. If you can get that cost realistic and show there's some benefit for them, short term and long term, your sale. If I go back to a client with a letter of offer for a transaction, I'm not going in to do a sales pitch. I've done all that work. When I've got their deal approved, it's a case of getting a piece of paper signed. That's just what the sales role is. It's a real art form that is lacking. It's not taught anymore.
And I do think actually in Perth, obviously I'm not from Perth, you might be able to tell just a little bit, because it's been the boom times have been for quite some time. There's been little blips, but basically 25 years of prosperity is quite a long time. There's a whole generation of people who've never had to try that hard. And never had to learn a skill. They can just take an order, and all of a sudden they can't, and they don't know what to do. You know, there was never that massive, you know, there was never that competitiveness that you find in a more accessible, more mature market that's connected to other cities really geography-wise closely, and people can come onto your territory at the drop of a hat and have a go on it if they want to. It just doesn't happen here. You know, so it's interesting to see.
One thing, Jamie, that I think is really pertinent, and it flows onto something that I was talking to Mike about at our last event, is you have to know what the core of your business is. You know, if we're talking about these vehicles, we're talking about vehicles where we've probably done a Google search, we've had a look at what's on the market, we know what's out there, our clients know what's out there. You have to know what you have and what you don't have. What do you do and what do you not do? Because I've got clients who have businesses who are trying to stretch and do things that their business simply doesn't have capacity to do in order to bring in income. Do what you do best, and what you just said was be willing to say we don't have a solution to that problem. That's really important, particularly now, because you might not have it now, but when the market turns and things are better and you've got capacity to continue to grow, that's something that you can put in your data bank of that's where we'll go next.
Yep.
But be honest, and a quick no is a good no. You know, an elongated, lengthy, you haven't returned my call kind of process is a bad no. That's a really important part of sales. If you can't meet the need, tell people and be honest. And I think we all have to do that over the next 6 to 12 months because that's what people need to know. And I think that's really valuable.
It's really clear.
Saying no, it's no, and explaining the reason behind it and what you need to do to get to it.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if you watch Location. I'm addicted to Kirsty and Phil. I think they're fantastic. Like a married couple that don't actually get married. But they always end up with a compromise. But they're really clear about it. And if you know your market well enough, you can have that conversation and say, what you're asking, I don't believe is out there. Feel free to go and find it. But what we should do is break it down into its component parts and see which bits you can jettison if needs be. But by that point, you've become a consultant, not a salesman. You're helping them solve the problem because you don't think they can do it elsewhere.
It's that trusted advisor. You want them to, if you're doing a sales role, you want that client to think of you as the person they go to for that product. That's what you do. You buy a car. I went before another company and I go and buy a car now, only buy 40.
Yeah.
Because that's where I went to my start discount. But that's where I go. And the dealer I choose is the one that I've used the same dealer I've been back in Perth 10 years. And I'm in UK every 2 years. I've used the same dealership every time. It's the same salesman is still working at the same dealership.
Yeah.
It's still here every time.
It's funny, I've been here 6 years. I've bought 3 cars in 6 years, all from the same guy. And he actually moved dealerships once. But it's the guy that I bought it from.
And that's where the value of the business owner, you can build that rapport, that really those repeat customers in the industry will talk to the people they do business with, which will generate more business, and that's really key to what it's about.
Anyway, I mean, it was just obviously a bit of interactive chat rather than a fancy presentation. I just thought it quite interesting to see what people's views were in the room. It's a very different, it's very audience driven what you get out of this. It was like a light bulb came on to all the anti-sales, the army of anti-sales people that I used to have to try and train. But no, interesting and some good points. Have anybody got anything else they want to add?
So I think we're all in sales really in one way or the other, and I think the environment's changed dramatically. That you are right, we don't sell to people anymore, we help them buy our products.
Yeah.
So I think it's about understanding your customer a lot more. I mean, there's things of saying that before they come and buy from us, they've already done research, heaps of research, so they're expecting it rather than as us as salespeople telling them what we can actually do. So it's about meeting those needs.
What's challenging in my business is that probably 80% of the people that inquire about what we do aren't in Perth. You know, it's people who want to establish a Perth office, but they're not here yet. They're in Sydney, Melbourne, Singapore, wherever. And through the internet, and through the fact that geography and time zone demands we have to do a lot of it on email, they commoditise you before they've met you. And they decide their shortlist on who they're going to see when they get here based on price, and a price that's more often than not misleading. And you know, just to give you an idea of our difference, so we can. So my main competitors is Regis, Servcorp, and the Executive Centre. They're the only three operators in the CBD other than us, and they're all global multinationals, and they've all got some pretty neat terms and conditions that will make sure they rape and pillage every part of your office once you're in it. But we all look the same on a proposal, and it's your first month's invoice where the difference comes in. Somebody in the meter.
You can pay the invoice.
Yeah, so the big difference is that when you get the first invoice, every time you pick up the phone, it's 45 cents for the phone to be picked up, and then it's 30 cents a minute. Whereas here, your call's free. It's included in your package. And you can get this stuff across, but people don't read everything you put in a proposal. They go straight to the price table and go, right, same. You know, and quite often in the price table we'll look more expensive because we've got a package that includes everything, and we'll end up being 50 to 60% cheaper on a total cost of occupation. But trying to get that across is quite difficult before you've met somebody. Every time we meet them, we turn the corner.
I've found it's not just the salesperson that's is affecting the sales, it's also the buyer. Because of the internet, they get too lazy to go and ask questions, and the salesperson are too lazy to give information because of the internet. That's why the sales is not what it used to be.
Yeah, the quality's dropped. It's amazing the amount of times we've been dealing with somebody and they go, oh, you're the most expensive, and we say, well, how did you get to that conclusion? And they send you across a spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet maybe had 3 out of the 40 things they can be billed for in one of these offices, and the other 37 will get you every time. There you go.
There's a media article if ever I heard one.
Anyway, thank you for listening. I'll hand you back to Fleur and enjoy.
Thanks so much, Jamie.
You can have the mic if you want it.
Well, the mic's really for the video, so are we picking it up? I was so...
Switch it.
It doesn't matter if I'm recorded, but I was so into your presentation because I normally am, you know, they're using the microphone and all that, and so I understand there's only, you know, that we can do this, but because we film it, if it's recorded, then it's just better quality. But I'm sure Keith will work wonders.
I remember what I said, Keith. I'll do it again in a bit.
You can lip sync it in post.
We'll work something out, because that was amazing. That was awesome. Thank you so much. And it jogged me to say that I was meeting with a member, Kristen, before a meeting, and she said, but you've got out of the box. How can you meet with me before the meeting? I said, I'm at Hive, and they are awesome. Because, as Jamie said, the people are incredible. And we don't just host out of the box here. That's only started this year. But I've been coming here to use the co-working space to either have a meeting or to work from here on a St George's Terrace office, because I run a home-based business because I don't need to have an office other than, for meetings and for, events like this. And I just love coming up here, and a major point of difference is the view. How many co-working spaces, seriously, have this $1 million view? So I always feel uplifted when I'm here. And if you're wanting to impress people, it doesn't matter how big or small or what shape or size your business is. They come here, they go to level 24, and there's a reception desk. Sasha is one of the fantastic team members, and they're hosted. And then they come to you and have a meeting here, or whatever it might be, whatever your purpose is for here. And that's fantastic, and that's really, really a huge opportunity if you're in a phase where you're going to a next level sort of thing before you move into premises or before you move from a Hive to a Liberty client. But I'm really excited about the branding. You didn't share, you can talk about Liberty, you didn't share what you're going to call your team members and all that sort of stuff. Just share a little bit about that vision, and then we'll get down to some networking, because this is exciting stuff.
I mean, when you first start a business, as I did in 2011, you kind of set yourself an idea of what you're trying to create and what you want it to be, and that's what you see when you see that logo there. The whole idea was that we create something that gave our clients the freedom to focus on their core business. So we'd remove all the distractions of running an office and give them the freedom to focus on what they do. Hence the doves escaping from the box there. It's just started to get a bit dated, but what has come true, so we've reviewed what we were thinking and also what the feedback that we've had, and it's just so consistent. I mean, even this afternoon I got an email from a client who used an office this morning just saying, where do you find this team? Where did you get them from? They're just amazing. And Sasha was named, she was one of the 3 that got named in that, but the consistent feedback has been that people, they make a commercial decision on the way in and they stay because of the team. It's very difficult to get the quality of the team and what that actually will mean to your business across prior to moving in. But I think we've got something like 40 or 50 testimonials on the website, and a lot of our larger clients aren't allowed to do that. So most of those are missing, even though they say it verbally. So it's made us think about the team. You're going to see, as I said before, our entire branding will be about the team. There will be very minimal, small pictures on the website of the actual facilities because it's about the people. And we've over time they've been nicknamed the Liberators, as they liberate our clients. And so much so that's now going on their business cards. It's going on my business card. Everybody is going to be a liberator, because that's really what we're here to do, and that's what we deliver to our clients. And obviously, as I mentioned, the toughness of getting something like that across before somebody moves in, we have to live and breathe it, from the handing out the business card to everything we say online to everything we actually deliver when somebody moves in. So it's going to be a challenge trying to sell people online. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? Maybe you could help. Anyway, we're going to be doing that. The Liberators, thanks.
Thanks, Jamie. That's exciting. Don't you think that's exciting? I don't think you have to sell it. I think you invite people in and it sells itself. You guys sell it. So, I mean, didn't I say to you, Sasha, you're awesome. Like, I meant it. She was just solving problem after problem, and we didn't have huge problems. But I was going, and I'm a little bit fussy. So, for instance, I asked for a bowl for the quiz thing, and when I told her what it was for, she went, I understand. And I just saw in her face, she knew what I wanted. I didn't have to go, because I was about to go into detail and I thought, I'm going to sound really scary right now. And she came back with 2 options and I just went, yes. Because you guys get it. You understand business and you understand how to get things done. And they do it in a very, very elegant way. And here we are. So thank you for hosting this month. And I'd just like to share just a tiny bit about Out of the Box and then invite Gail to share a little bit about her experience of being an out of the box thinker. That's what we call our members. And we are a membership business. We have about 3 or 4 different levels of membership according to your needs, and you can move amongst the levels. But basically, in a nutshell, to get in the door, to be a part of these events is a silver level member. And all our guests that have paid to be in the room, if they decide to join, so if you decided to join in April, we're not going to invoice you until May, because you've already experienced us and you've already shared some time with us. So we give that to you just as part of, but we get you up and running as a member immediately. So what it includes is all our online promotion of our members, because I'm focusing this year on generating more leads in between the meetings. So as important and fundamental as the face-to-face connections that we do and we're very good at, it's about getting the more lead generation for all the members. And I'm wanting to do that through our e-commerce website and get some leads and sales through that vehicle for all of you. So I'm really excited about that as well. That's always been a part of our business model, but I haven't focused on it to the level that I should have. So that's what my focus is this year. Okay? So if you've got any more questions about that, guests, please come and ask me, and do ask the members because they're all in the room. Well, not all of them, but there's a lot of members in the room. So that's enough from me. I'm going to hand it over to, or invite Gail just to come up and share a little bit about herself and her experience about being an out-of-the-box thinker. So please give her a warm welcome.
Thanks, Fleur. I'm Gail Goldberg. I run my own business called Goal Balance Solutions and do offer all aspects of bookkeeping and training for those who want to do their own books. I've been a member, I think it must be for 2 years, forget the time. And one of the reasons I joined Out of the Box was also the calibre of members that are in the membership. It's really, and it's one of the networking groups that I think, for me, certainly you don't have to do anything. There's networking groups out there that you have to pay for your membership, and then you have to put a lot of effort into the actual membership. Whereas with Out of the Box, you get a lot of support. You know, for me, a big thing is education. I think, you know, tonight we heard about that, and there's been some fantastic speakers over the years, which really, for me in business, you can't fall short on education. It's a lot of knowledge, and the world is moving in an incredible place, technology and everything, and you know, that's one of the biggest aspects I find with Out of the Box, is that you're always getting exposed to new business entrepreneurs, and that's outside of Perth too, which is fantastic, and a great membership within the actual organisation. So thank you.
Thanks, Gail. And Gail is amazing. She's incredible, and she whips your butt, literally. Well, not literally, but got a visual there. Gail is my bookkeeper, and she's whipped my books into shape. Oh my goodness, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And anyone who thinks Xero is just going to do it for you, it doesn't, because we as business owners who are far too busy and click a few things and doesn't really know what impact that potentially can have, and she's like going, there's something wrong here. So she is incredible, and she's persistent in a beautiful, elegant kind of way, not in a nasty pasty kind of way. So she gets the job done. So go check her out, and thank you for your kind words. You're a valued member. So that's enough of the talky bit, because this is a month where we focused on open networking. So last month we had speed networking, so we had some open networking and a structured networking activity, but this month it's free for all and you just open network. But I challenge some people who know each other very well, and you all know who you are, members, out of the box thinkers, and you can love the people that you know really well, but make sure you just have a really good, meaningful conversation with at least one person in the room that you don't know so well. And also, I think it was in February, I encouraged people to approach someone who they wouldn't normally, for whatever reason, it's normally at a subconscious level, and go and talk to someone you wouldn't normally talk to. So I think that's enough about that. If you've got any questions, guests, please ask a member or myself. Feel free to eat the food. There's more food in the fridge that will come out. And, sorry?
Awesome.
Oh, I thought it was a heckle, Marcello. And let's get back to some networking, and we'll have some nice music, and thank you for being here. Oh, and vote, members, because I can't give you the date of the next meeting until I count the votes, which will happen after this event. Thank you.